Hey guys, today I have got a postural focus class for you. Just something because I know all our habits have changed lately and we're doing different movements, well probably not as much movement, but a lot more kind of maybe sedentary, a lot of sitting and working from home, maybe binge watching Netflix. But whatever we've got, it's always important to work on your posture. So I've put together this little class to help you kind of open up through the front of the body, if you think about the front of the body, and probably a little bit more actively through the back of the body. Okay, so much of what we do is forward. Okay, so I'm going to really focus on trying to open up hip flexors, quads, front of the chest, a little bit of abdominal work, but more kind of isometric abdominal work. All right, so we're going to start all the way down on your side. I'm going to start off with book openers. So knees come forward in front of your hips, hands interlace them, bring them in behind your head, and your head's just heavy on your hands. And we'll just pause here, make sure that head's nice and heavy, head's in line with the back of the pelvis. And we're really blocking the pelvis from moving, keeping that top knee heavy. We're going to let the head roll in the hands as you open up the chest. Good, and here it really is trying to imagine the whole front of your body peeling open. Good, and using that breath, inhale, and exhale to try and rotate a little bit further. Good, and can you just imagine that front of the body, your pecs, the front of the chest, almost coming down towards your abdominals, but just relaxing, lengthening. Good, big, use your breath in, big breath. And then exhale, see if you can go a little bit further in your rotation. Good, almost try and reach your bottom elbow to me. Good, top elbow away from me. And then closing that book all the way off. We'll go all the way straight over to the other side. Sorry, you get the bum view. And again, knees up in front of hips, heads in line with the back of the pelvis. We're going to keep the head heavy in the hands as we open up the chest. Good, breathing. Good, really focus on trying to draw that back shoulder down to the floor as you open up through the front of the body. Keep the head heavy. I know some of you would have your head hovering. Drop it down into the floor. Drop it down into that bottom hand, or maybe you've got a pillow. 2 more breaths here. Focus on those breaths. Keep trying to reach that top knee in the opposite direction. Such a good one for sitting at desks and working. Really get that thoracic mobilized. All right, close that book all the way back off. We're going to come up and do a little bit of quad stretch. All right, so we're going to bring your left leg forward from kneeling. Wiggle it quite a way forward, and we're going to come all the way down like a starting sprinter's lunge pose. And then here you can just really feel that back hip stretch, hip flexor stretching. Good, and it kind of doesn't matter how much that knee is coming forward of the ankle. It actually isn't devastating to bring the knee forward. We're not really weight bearing, we're not placing a huge amount of pressure, we're not twisting on it. It's quite nice to get this little bit of length through the back of the Achilles as well. For those of you that do any kind of squats and stuff, it is a nice place to work into that little bit more mobility. All right, and then here, bring yourself back up. Good, set yourself up. Make sure the hips are both facing forward. I want you to have a little tuck under of your tail, so trying to bring that pubic bone up towards your navel. Good, hands on hips if that's okay for you. Lengthen the spine up. Can you grow a little bit taller? And then keep that tail tucking under. Can you have a little lean backwards? Okay, so now you should really feel that down through the quad, the hip flexors all kind of opening up. We're going to take that same arm as the back leg. We're going to take it up towards the ceiling and then come into a little side bend away from it. Okay, so just change the stretch slightly. Bring it up through your sideways, but also down through the outside of the hip. We come back through center. All right, bring that front leg back, that left leg back, and send the right leg forward. Good, wriggle it far enough forward and coming down into that little kind of runner's start position. Good work, and then here again, just deepening in, let the hips drop down, opening up through the front of that left hip now. Good work. And then here again, coming up a little bit higher again, tuck the tail centered under, pubic bone up towards your navel, lift the spine up. How tall and long can you make the spine? And then almost like a little lean backwards. Good work, keep making the spine as long as possible. Now reach the same arm as the back leg up, so left side for me, and then coming over, bending over. Little side bend, it's only a small movement. Good, keeping both hips level, make sure you haven't dumped into that opposite hip. Good work, coming back through. Alright, so we're just opening up through those front of the hips. We're going to continue with that, but we're going to come into bridging. Okay, so coming all the way down onto the floor. Okay, lining your feet up with your sit bones. Good, and then making sure they're a little bit closer towards your bottom. We're not 90-degree bend, it's a little bit closer so that when we do come up to the top of our bridge, our knees are straight over top of our ankles. Okay, and then from here, we're just going to curl the tailbone up and off the floor. Just keep curling the tailbone back towards you as you continue to roll the spine up and off the mat up to the top of your bridge. So this is in our posture class because it helps to switch on the glutes. Okay, it helps to open up through the front of the chest. It helps to keep these bottom ribs nice and heavy, nice and quiet. Can you have the sense of almost drawing those bottom ribs down, softening them down as you lift the hips up a little bit higher. Good work, and then roll back down. Good, lengthening out again through the lower back. Don't let the tail drop yet, that's still in that curled back position. Good, now once the pelvis is down, you can let that tail roll away. And again, exhale, tilt the tail back towards you. Good, keep curling it back towards you till you get those hip creases completely open. And then peel all the way up. And again, as you reach the top of the bridge, can you slide and make those ribs heavy? Open up through the front of those hips, press them open a little bit more towards the ceiling. Beautiful, and then roll back down. Good work. We'll go 2 more like that. So you should feel this work through the top of the hamstrings and through the glutes. The glutes are doing the work to open up those hips. Okay, we're not pressing up so high that we've got the belly popping up. Get that scoop down and slide down towards the hip bones. Good, and really press the hips up so it's the glutes that are doing the work. Keep the hips high as you lower down. Delay lowering the bum. Good work. Roll down all the way. We've got 1 more. We're going to roll up. Pressure through the heels. All 10 toes are connecting you onto the floor. You're going to take the arms up to the ceiling. You're going to take the arms to the wall behind you. And then slowly lower down. So now you're getting this real stretch out through the whole front of the body. Good. Inhale at the bottom. And then exhale, coming back up. Good work. And again, checking at the top. Can you keep those ribs melted down? Press the hips a little bit higher as you roll back down. Good. Really lengthening out through the body. We've got 1 more. And again, rolling up. Beautiful. Hips high, chest heavy. Roll down. The arms can come with you this time as you roll all the way down. Good work. Take the heels out wide. A little click there. Heels out wider than your bum. Toes out wider than your heels. So we're externally rotating the legs. Okay, and then again, we're going to roll up. This will change where you feel your bridge slightly. Okay, so we'll bring it more into the outside of the hips. Really think here, trying to roll the inner thighs up to the ceiling again. Can you keep those ribs nice and heavy? And then rolling down. Good, inhale at the bottom. And again, exhale, peel up. Good, and again, let's bring the arms into it so the hands can reach to the ceiling, then reach them to the wall behind you. And then roll down. 2 more like that. Again, can you think about the sit bones? Try and move them up to the ceiling as you peel up. Good, quite a bit of work through the outside of the hips, rolling back down. The last one, roll up. Big breath in at the top, into the back of the body, keep the belly quiet, and then roll back down. Good work, feet, just walk them back together or towards each other, still at sit bone distance, and just move them further away from you. From here we're going to a kind of like a semi-roll up. Inhale, we're going to reach the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, just make the chest heavy, shoulders heavy. Inhale, look towards your thighs. Now you can use your hands on your legs if you need to. Roll all the way up. Good, inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, roll down. Good, hands come up overhead. Exhale, hands come back to ceiling. Inhale, look towards your thighs. Exhale, roll up. Good, lift up and then roll down. Good work. So we're just moving through the whole length of your spine. I want you to feel you get that moment where bone by bone by bone is coming up and off the floor like you're doing bridging, but we're working the other way down. Controlling it down, slow it all the way down as you come down. And again, come forward, use your breath out. And lengthening up, rolling down. Last one. Rolling up, lengthen up, send the legs out long for me. From here into a little spine stretch, you're going to reach the spine forward towards the feet. Stretching out through the back of the hamstrings, whole length of the back of the body. If that doesn't feel nice, you can have a little bend through the knees, that's fine. And then restack the spine back up. And again, exhale, roll forward, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Good, and then exhale, roll back up. One more, exhale, roll forward. Use that breath in, see if you can stretch out through the back. And then exhale, restack. All right, feet back on the floor into that roll down position. We're going to roll down, rolling onto the back of the pelvis, and then roll back up an inch. Roll down an inch, and back up an inch. Down an inch, and up. So you're just doing little pulses on the back of the pelvis. Good, and keeping the legs nice and heavy. Can you make those feet even heavier, making sure the movement's coming from the ribs towards the hip bones. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling all the way back down. Have a big stretch out into those abdominals, in the arms and legs long. Big breath in. Slide your feet along the floor. From here, we're going to posterior tilt the pelvis, okay? So what that means, bring the lower back down into the floor. Okay, so it's almost like you're trying to pull your pubic bone back towards your navel. Okay, so you should feel your whole lower back on the floor. Make sure the bum's relaxed, not that you're trying to go too far. It's just the lower back and the pelvis on the floor. It's just like your tailbone slightly lifted. Okay, you're getting that from the lower abdominals, pulling the pubic bone back towards your navel. We're going to, here, float your right leg up into tabletop and then lower it back down. Left leg floats up and then back down. Can you maintain this? So keep that pubic bone coming back towards your navel as you go through the leg floats. Good, keep pressing the lower back to the floor. The reason why I've taken you into this position is because so much with that with the posture that we've got going on at the moment, or posture in just everyday life. So much of us are in that severe kind of, people would call it a sway back, but that lordosis through the lower back, that inward curve places so much pressure. I'm trying to get you to strengthen a little bit more into the lengthened lower back position. All right, float that right leg up, take a breath in, exhale, float the left leg up. All right, we're into toe taps now. Okay, so keep the pubic bone coming back towards your navel, tapping the left toe down to the floor. Good, and then right toe down to the floor. Good, and again noticing pubic bone, bring it back towards your navel. Okay, keep that lower back pressing down into the floor, really working into that posterior tilt. Good work. And again, exhale right, inhale up, exhale left. Good, and then right. Good, if this feels so easy for you that you're not shaking like me, you can start reaching that leg away from you a little bit further. Making sure that that lower back is not changing position. Okay, can you keep it exactly the same? One more on each side. Good, last one on the left. Good, and hug those knees all the way in, little rock, side to side. Good work. All right, just let me check my plan. From here, let's come into side lying. Bottom arm reaching out long, or like a little pillow, or grab a pillow for your head. We're going into clams. So heels in line with the back of the pelvis. Top hand up on that top hip. Press that top hip away from you. Find that little bit of space. Good. If you've been in my class, you know where it is at. Really feel that top hip reaching away. So you've got that little bit of space there. Sink the ribs. Ribs need to be nice and heavy. Open up that top knee. Now you open up the knee, keep the heels together, keep that hip still. Okay, and then lower it again. Open it up, and then lower it. Good. So working in external rotation, and then bringing it back down. All right, so just opening up that knee as far as you can go without that hip rolling back. Really block it from moving. Okay, well, I don't want to see that hip rolling away from you. Keep the body nice and long. Keep that little pocket of air underneath that bottom waist. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, from here, send that top leg long. Again, that little pocket of air underneath that bottom waist. I want you to imagine there's like a little pin sitting underneath there. We don't want the waist dropping into it, especially as we now lift that leg up and drop it down. All right, so the foot is parallel with the floor. Reach through the heel, lift it up and down. Good. So we're trying to strengthen through that posterior chain, through the back of the body. So getting your glutes working, especially now that we've opened up, hopefully through the front of the body, front of your hips. For 3, 2, 1. Pause here, turn the foot higher so the toes are higher than the heel, externally rotating the leg, and again, moving through here. That will just change the movement slightly to where you feel it in your glutes and your hip. Good work. All right, we've got another 6, 5, 4, 3. Can you keep that space? Last 1, take it up. Lower the foot down and parallel, take it up in external rotation. Lower it down and parallel, take it up in external rotation. Good, down, parallel, up, external. Good, down, parallel. Good. Keep that going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, good work. Give that bottom a little bit of a rub. We're going to go straight onto the other side. You guys just might want to roll over. I'm changing ends. And again, find yourself nice and comfortable. Bottom arm long, or like a little cushion. Heels in line with the back of your bottom. About a 90-degree bend in the knees. All right, blocking that hip, we're going to open up the top knee and then back down. Good work, and just working into your clams. Can you keep the heels together? It's almost like a little squeeze between the heels. Keeping that top hip nice and stacked. Good, we've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Send the leg long, little raises, foot's parallel with the floor. Good, can you make that leg longer? Again, we've got that little pin resting underneath your bottom waist. Good, you don't want to prick it. Go work, got another 5, 4, can you make that leg longer? 2, 1, turn the toes higher, external rotation through the leg. Next set. Good work. And again, option, you can always make the leg shorter and do this through your bent knee if this leather is too long for you. Last 3 here. 2, 1. Take the leg up, turn it to parallel, bring it down. Turn it up, take it up, turn it to parallel, bring it down. Good work, and keep that going. So that little spiral upwards to take it up. Go the little level off to bring it down. 3 more. 2, 1. Bring the leg down. All right, from here, let's go all the way over onto your bellies. We're going to go through a little bit of dart work. And then into a little bit of lower leg work as well, lower body work on your fronts. So here, dart, you start off, your nose is just hovering off the floor. I'm going to have my head up, so don't follow me, but just follow my instructions. Arms are just reaching down beside you, okay, so you're completely flat on the floor. Let everything go, relax, so your shoulder heads are rolling forward. Good, let's just bring your left cheek down on the floor for a moment while I set you up so you can watch me, or right cheek, whichever one you can see me better with. Here, watch my lower back. So from here, I'm going to send my tail down the back of my legs. Okay, so when I did that, my pelvis rolled. There was a little lift through my abdominals, but it really lengthened my lower back. Okay, so I really pressed my pubic bone down into the floor, or my sit bones. I drew them together and down the back of my legs. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, all that's doing is protecting my lower back, so we're going to get the movement into the upper back. Okay, in dart, your hands are just reaching down beside you, down beside the thighs, keeping that pubic bone pressed into the floor. From here, we're going to start your gaze just down into the floor. Going to start reaching those fingers long. So reach them down towards your toes, make the arms really long. Start rolling those shoulder heads out to the side of the room. So my palms are turning in towards my thighs as I open up the front of my chest. All I'm doing here is I'm moving the chest with my arms. So it's only a small movement. I'm coming up, dare I say, just off nipple height. And then rolling back down. Bring your opposite cheek down on the floor. And again, so it's just a small movement. I start reaching through my fingertips. Keep reaching through my fingertips. I roll my shoulders out to the sides of the room's collarbones opening up. I'm rolling up just through the top half of my chest and then rolling back down. And again, rolling up and forward. Think about sending your breastbone out to the top of your mat. Reach your fingertips down towards your toes. Roll the collarbones out even wider. Keep that pubic bone pressing down into the floor and then roll back down. It's a small movement. And again, exhale, roll forward. You don't want to come up too high because that means we're just using the lower back. We're trying to get the movement into the upper back. Okay, here really think about rolling your palms towards your thighs, open those collarbones up even more. So I'm trying to get the opening through the front of the chest. Rolling back down. And again, roll up and forward. Press the pubic bone into the floor, making sure it stays there, opening the front of the chest only. Roll back down. One more. Roll up. If this feels okay for you, from here, turn the palms to the ceiling. Can you press the ceiling away with your palms? Lower them back to thigh height, and again, press the ceiling away. Good work. And again, for 4 more. Keep the chest still. 3, 2, 1. Check your gaze isn't raising up too high. Roll all the way back down. Press yourselves back into child's pose. Lengthening out through the lower back. It's one thing I didn't say, when you're doing the dart work, so often I see people come up and they use their neck. Okay, it's not the neck. I want your gaze to stay almost down and level with the floor. It comes just towards the top of your mat. Okay, make sure you're not using your neck to do all of that. Alright, so you're in child's pose. Just have a little stretch out from side to side. We are activating all the muscles through your back, so you may feel it through your lower back a little bit, but you shouldn't feel pain. Okay, it might be an activation. There is a difference. Coming all the way back down onto your front. Let's stack your hands underneath your forehead. And then from here, same thing. Again, draw the sit bones together, moving down the back of your legs. Okay. From here, the pubic bone is pressing into the floor. You can feel it pressing into the floor. Your forehead is just resting on your hands. From here, reach your right leg out away from you. Press the pubic bone down into the floor. As you do that, lower it back down. And again, left leg, opposite side. Press the pubic bone into the floor as you reach your leg out. Same thing as we were doing earlier. Okay, so I'm reaching the leg away. Good, I'm opening up the crease at the front of the hips by pressing the pubic bone down as I lift that leg up. And then the other side. Again, press the pubic bone down. So often see, I'm going to show you a bad movement. Leg lifts, lower back comes into it. We try and go too far. Okay, so when you think length, reach out, press the pubic bone down. And again. Alright, let's go one more on each side. Finishing off on the left side. Alright, reset through the body. Make sure the head's heavy in the hands, pubic bone pressing down into the floor. Keep it pressing. Let's go both legs. So it's not a big movement, both legs lower. Both legs lift. If that feels okay for your lower back, let's bring both heels together. So turn the legs out, heels come together. We're going to go through little heel clicks. Okay, so you should feel this work coming from the butt crease. Good, you should keep that pubic bone pressing down into the floor. Head stays heavy in the hands. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the heels together. Lower the legs back down. Good, and press again back into child's pose. Good work, stretching out through the lower back. Again, you may feel a little activation into the lower back. It's okay to strengthen the muscles in your lower back. We just don't want to feel any pain. All right, from here, let's come into quadruped. So 4-point, hands directly underneath shoulders, knees directly underneath hips. Same movement as what we just did, okay? So let's think about tail, reach it away from the crown of the head. Let's do a couple of cat-cows. So inhale, gaze come up, tail comes up, exhale, press the floor away, you're in your angry cat. Inhale, happy cat. Exhale, angry cat. Inhale, happy cat, purr. And then exhale, angry cat. I got such good feedback from that class where I did that. Crazy cat noises. All right, and then come halfway. Okay, halfway your tail is just pointing to the wall behind you. There's a little lift from the abdominals, like you're about to do that curl under, but you're not. All right, from here, slide your right leg away from you. Imagine you're lying on the floor again, so you want that pubic bone heavy as you reach the leg away. Good work, and then lower that leg back down. Left leg, reach it out, slide it along the floor. Get that length first. Now keep trying to make it longer. As you lift, press the pubic bone away from the toes. Good, and again, reach out. So you're really getting the activation from the back of the leg. We're not using the lower back, we're not twisting through the hips. Movement from the back of the thigh. Let's go to left leg. Use your breath out to move. Inhale down. Exhale, right leg. Staying with the right, I'm just going to tap the toes down to the floor, bring them back up. Tap the toes down, bring them up. Good work. Keep that movement going. Keeping the pelvis nice and still. Even pressure pressing into both hands. So notice whether you've favored one hand. Can you keep it even? Good. For 3, 2, 1. We're going to pause with the foot up to the ceiling, little pulses. Thinking about lifting little muscle at the back of the thigh. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg back down. Reset through the body. Slide the left leg out. Good. Reach the left leg out even longer as you lift it up towards the ceiling. Back of the thigh. Legs long. Tap the toe down. Keep the leg long. Reach it out. And again. Beautiful. Checking you haven't changed your weight through your hands. Can you keep yourself dead center? Good work. Little lift from the abdominals away from the floor. Good. Keeping that lower back supported, nice and still. 2 more here. Good. Pausing with the foot up to the ceiling, little pulses. Good work. Body stays still for 3, 2, 1. Leg comes down. Big toes together. Move back into child's pose. Stretch it out. All right, from here we're just going to roll you over onto your back again. We're going to do a little bit of arm work on your back. We're going to here bring the arms out wide, down onto the floor, like you're in a cactus arm or like a goalpost position. American football, Aussie football. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so that goalpost position with your arms. All right, and here, just bringing the arms up to the ceiling, keeping the elbows, upper arms down on the floor, bring your palms down onto the floor. And again, wrap them out and up, okay? So it's just keeping that upper arm down on the floor, and it's just turning the arm over. Okay, so we come into internal rotation, and then working into external rotation. Okay, if I was to sit up, show you the movement like this. Okay, arm bone staying, upper arm bone staying still on the floor. All right, and then I'll show you what a not so great shoulder looks like doing it. Keeping that upper arm bone on the floor, bringing the back of the hand down to the floor. Your arm might be here, that's fine. What we're trying to use is gravity to bring that arm down towards the floor and work you a little bit more into external rotation. All right, can you do that and think about the armpit spiraling up towards the ceiling? See if you can get a little bit more happening through that shoulder. And again, spiral the upper arm towards the ceiling. Good, 1 more. Beautiful. And then from here, pause with the arms in that kind of erect position, and then slide the fingertips towards each other. So the arm shapes staying the same. We're just sliding them up towards each other and then bringing them down towards your waistline. Okay, so keep doing that. I'm going to show you that movement while I'm seated. Good, so I'm just doing this on the floor. Can you keep the whole back of the arm on the floor? Good, what are your ribs up to? Can you keep those bottom ribs heavy? That's when it starts to get hard. And if you've got an injury in through your shoulder, or if you're really tight through your chest, then that arm won't be on the floor. That's okay, we'll work into it. We've all got to start somewhere. Good, 1 more. Good work. All right, coming up, from here, let's go into almost like a reverse plank position. We're going to bring your hands, your fingertips facing towards your bum. If that doesn't feel nice, then change position. Fingertips out to the side or fingertips away from you. But if they come towards you, then we get a really nice chest, or sorry, shoulder opening stretch as well. Your feet are on the floor. I want you to check, just do 1 little lift from the hips. Come up, your knees should be straight above your ankles, and then come down. All right, so we'll try that again. You may need to readjust. All right, soles of your feet are on the floor, heels in line with your sit bones, heels all 10 toes on the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift the tail up, curl it up, reach the knees over the toes. We're opening up through the front of the body. Good, opening up through the front of the chest. Good, you'll feel a stretch down through the front of the arm. And then slowly drop the chest, roll down like you would with bridging. Good, coming back down. And again, take a breath in. Exhale, roll up. Good, think about opening up through the front of the chest. Good, press the hands into the floor. Good, now use your bottom. Good, drive a little bit more through your heels, lift the hips up a little bit. Your gaze will be about halfway up on the wall in front of you. And then lower yourself back down. Once more, and opening up through the front of the chest. So this is what it's all about, opening up through the front of the body. Go pressing into the floor, and then lower yourself down. Beautiful. Relax, shake the arms out. All right, let's come into a little bit of mermaid. Into our Z sit, I've got my right leg in front of me, left leg swept behind, lengthen the spine up. We're going to come over towards the right side first, so that leg's in front of you, we're coming towards that side. Good. Take a nice big breath into the top ribs, and then all the way over. And we're just going to keep that swaying. Okay, so just let the movement happen. Don't be too restrictive. Think about the space from the collarbones and the shoulders. Good, keeping the pelvis nice and heavy. Can you keep the control in the pelvis? Good, we'll go one more to each side. We'll pause over towards the left side, over towards that shorter side, and a little rotation. Open up, coming back to the right. And again, back to the left, little bounce over, little rotation, open up. Good, once more, over to the left, little rotation, open up. Beautiful, change sides. Can you do that without putting your hands down on the floor? So let's try that again. Good. Just a little roll off the back of your pelvis. Just switch the legs over. Good. Can you bring your arms out and do it? A little bit of mobility for your hips here. Good. One more each way. Good. Last one. Beautiful. Coming over to the left, place the hand down, reach out, keep that opposite sit bone heavy. And again, we're just going to start that little sway from side to side. We're not going to let it be restrictive. We're just going to move with it, get that beautiful stretch down through the side of the body. Beautiful. Next time we come over to the right, over to that shorter side, we'll pause, add a little rotation, open up and over. Good, and again, over, rotation, open up and over. Last one. Good work. Beautiful. All right, let's just finish off with a nice little standing roll down. Big breath in, and then exhale, we're just going to melt the spine forward. Again, I'm going to keep it relaxed in your roll down. And we're just going to pause at the bottom. We're going to do a little walk out of the legs. Good work. And then pausing, soft bend through the knees, restack the spine, back up. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale at the top and exhale, roll down. Standing roll downs is such a good one for you to do if you are stuck at the desk. If you can do a couple of standing roll downs throughout your day. Good. And a couple of those book openers where we started off at the start of class. Roll up, let's sweep the arms up. Go, we'll interlace the fingers at the top. Go a little side bend each way. And again. Good, arms come down, we're going to roll down. Good, and then roll back up. Sweep the arms up. Side bend, center, sweep down. And roll all the way back up. Well done, guys. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully you feel a little bit more limber. a little bit more open through the front of the body, and look forward to seeing you again.